Welcome back to Seamless Xtra as we continue to explore the latest trends and innovations in the world of digital commerce.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Seamless Extra, where we bring you insights and stories from some of the most innovative minds in the retail and e-commerce industry. Today, we are thrilled to have with us Abdelrahman Sherief, the co-founder and VP of Growth at Taager, a pioneering e-commerce platform from Egypt that is revolutionizing the way businesses and entrepreneurs operate in the digital marketplace. Abdelrahman has been instrumental in driving Taager's exponential growth and success, making it a powerhouse in the region. Join us as we delve into his journey, the challenges he has overcome, and his vision for the future of e-commerce in the Middle East and North Africa region. So welcome, Abdelrahman.
Thanks, August. Welcome, and thanks for the intro. And yeah, here I am.
Brilliant, fantastic. So let's start off with exploring a little bit more about your startup journey and the vision for the company. So could you share the story behind the founding of the company and what inspired you to start this venture? And how has the vision for the company evolved since its inception?
Okay, so actually we started in by the end of 2019, only a couple of months before COVID. That was we went public. We launched online and went public in December 2019, and we actually started the infrastructure in before that, like 3 or 4 months before that. But we had, myself and the other co-founders, we were thinking about the idea, testing it, and knocking our heads around the model and the idea, like 1 year before launching. Yeah, but we actually started before COVID in December 2019, and after 3 or 4 months, it was the lockdown. The main idea behind starting the startup or beginning Taager was mainly trying to help others, empower them to create their own e-commerce business. We've seen it actually during our let's call it experimentation phase, that there are many people who struggle through the operations and the supply chain, the procurement and the operations, the logistics side of creating their own e-commerce business. So we thought about why not we can empower them by making them only focus on the marketing and the commercial side of it, and we will take care of the rest. So we will take care of the operations, of the warehousing, of the procurement and the supply chain, everything that might be a hassle for those people, for anyone, and just to make it easier and more, and empower them to have their own e-commerce business without any struggles. So that was the idea in the beginning, and then we thought about how we're going to conduct the idea. What is our main product? We came up with our website and then our name, and we purchased the domain name and everything by September 2019, and then we went live and started our social media communication in December. I remember our first post on our Facebook page and our first ads and designs and the logo, the earliest logo, the one before the one we have right now. That was in December 2019. And here we go. The journey started then.
Fantastic. Sounds like it's gone through lots of changes as well since then. Brilliant. Perfect.
Yeah. We went through a lot of changes. Yeah.
Okay, excellent, lovely. So I think let's next go into maybe looking at the growth and the scaling challenges then. So as the VP of Growth, what has been the most significant challenges you faced whilst have you managed to overcome these obstacles and maintain sustainable growth?
Well, many obstacles. Let me think about some of them. Well, I think the main obstacle is coming up with the right vision and surrounding the company's culture around it. You know, for a startup, especially in the early stages, we have to have an exponential growth, as you said, especially in the first or the second year. So in order to do this, there has to be a lot of many things. It has to be many things right happening together on the right time. Like you have to have the right model, the right business, the conduct of business, the right people, the right culture, and you have also to have the right vision. So I think the main or the biggest obstacle is how to deal with all these challenges in the beginning, especially in the early days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is the right vision? How we're going to implement the workflows and the SOPs to bind the company of all different departments together to surround it around this vision, and also how we're going to curate and set the right culture, the right company culture, people and culture, in order to align with this vision and the workflows and the SOPs binding the company, as I said. And the thing is that the culture of the company, it drills down to the most minimalistic detail, like how we're talking with people, how we're conducting our all hands meeting, who are we hiring, our onboarding and offboarding policies, you name it. Even how we're talking, how we're smiling to others. It just really drills down to the most minimal detail, and it has to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And also coming up with the right operating system of the business, coming up also with the right company culture, like what is our main company culture, the main objectives. Also, of course, the planning has is one also of the main obstacles that's in the heart of it, like how we're planning our day-to-day, and also our planning our near future and far future, setting the OKRs, defining the objectives, defining the key results, how we're going to measure the impact of these key results. So I think this all can be categorized under the biggest umbrella of having the business model and the right vision and the right conduct of business. And I think this is the most major obstacle that we have to deal with, especially in the earliest phase.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. Just out of interest, how many of you actually founded the business?
We are 4 founders.
Okay, brilliant. And did you all kind of have the similar vision, or was it easy to kind of come together, or did you have moments where one of you wanted to do this, another person wanted to do that?
No, we had like different views, but we had the same vision, but we have different views of how we're going to implement it. But this, we had to go through a lot of discussions and talks and of course challenges and different opinions have popped up in the middle of the way, but we have to deal with it. So we had the same vision at the beginning of the day, that this simple sentence that I said, that we need to empower anyone to have their own e-commerce business. We all agreed on this. But maybe in the middle of the way, in the beginning of in the earliest phase of our startup, each one of us had his own view of how we're going to implement this vision. But after a series of talks, discussions, and during the implementation, when you're on the ground and we're implementing things and working together, we were able to manage our differences and align our vision.
Yeah.
And even align on the implementation. And also we had to go through a lot of testing. Like I had a view. We can, instead of just neglecting it or eliminating it, we can put it to the ground and test it and see. But in order to do that, to be successful in that, we have also to be objective and subjective about our ideas and how we're talking about things. Like it takes a lot of effort, actually, how you're going to be objective about your own idea and how we're going to be unbiased about the results of this idea, and objectively accept that it's not going to work. But yeah, at the end of the day, we did manage our differences, and we aligned on the vision and how we're conducting our business. and how we're conducting even our differences together.
Brilliant, fantastic. Thank you for sharing that with us. So that goes into looking into the future then. So given your experience in the e-commerce sector in Egypt, what emerging trends do you foresee in the future? And how is the company capitalizing on these trends? So what are your plans for the future?
Well, actually, our plan was mainly expanding to other markets, and we've already expanded to 3 more markets. We're currently operating in Saudi Arabia, in UAE, and also in Iraq, next to Egypt. And we are also planning on expanding in more markets. We have on the lookout Morocco as a future market that we might think about expanding to. There are also other markets. One more thing is how we're going to optimize our service, our level of service to be more satisfying to our potential and current customers, who we call them merchants. One more thing is how we're going to deal with the daily trend, the new trends evolving in the industry, or the macroeconomical impacts that might affect our business. Like, for example, the changes in the macroeconomical shifts in that's happening in the Middle East, how we're going to cope with it, the new trends like AI and the developments happening in the whole marketing and e-commerce scene, how we're going to deal with it. This is mainly the third objective, like how we're going to deal with the changes happening right now and embrace them instead of like challenging them or staying apart from them.
Yeah, fantastic. And you mentioned Morocco there. Just out of interest, why Morocco in particular as well? What are you seeing in Morocco right now?
Well, actually, Morocco is one of the biggest markets in Africa. It's an emerging market as well. Big population, big demand, power and purchase power. Also stability in economics and macroeconomics. Stability in the currency. The Moroccan currency is also stable. Has been stable for a quite long time. And it's also an Arab nation, which might be. There are some differences, of course, but there are also some similarities between the Egyptian culture and the Moroccan culture.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are mainly the reasons from top of my mind that made us think about expanding into Morocco as the next go-to market. We're still in the testing and the experimentation phase, but it might be the next market to go to in the coming period.
Yeah, fantastic.
Also, our model is the social commerce and the dropshipping model, the one we're working in, is a bit popular in Morocco. I mean, there is already awareness in the Moroccan market around the idea of dropshipping and the idea of social commerce and making money through having through e-commerce businesses in Morocco with the Moroccan people. One more thing to add is the percentage of the youth of younger and generations in the Moroccan population is a bit high compared to the average or the median.
Okay.
So this is also one thing that, and especially that the majority of our customers, the merchants, are mainly in the younger age group, from 18 to 25 years, or maybe from 25 to 31 years. And you know that this is the majority. This segment or this niche of population is actually the biggest is the biggest segment in the Middle East countries.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So they probably have quite a high influence then as well, I can imagine.
For Taager?
Well, for the industry, potentially.
Yeah, for the industry, it's well known in Morocco compared to other Arab countries, which will be easier for us to introduce our business there in Morocco. Like, for example, when we started in Egypt, we were actually the first to introduce this business model in Egypt. So it took us some time to explain it and to introduce it to our target audience.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it might be easier for us in Morocco to introduce it.
Nice.
Because there are already players there.
Lovely. Okay, excellent, fantastic. Thank you very much for your insights. That was very interesting. So you'll be speaking at Seamless North Africa on the 2nd to the 3rd of September. So we're really excited to have you there.
Yes.
And thank you very much for your time as well. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you, August. I've been glad. Thank you for the opportunity, and see you soon.